The bench. He put his wallet on the bench next to the drawing board. He put his phone on the charger there, put his pencil and notebook there too. Sound of the waterfall, sound of the birds singing. He brought the fish and laid them on the bench. The crispness of toast on a frosty morning. Quinacridone and hands are yellow. The sunrise he put there. The smell of tarmac he put on the bench. He turned and put invisibility next to the tarmac. So long he had wanted to disappear. He put on the bench the dreaded clown. It momentarily could not see him, could it? The bench was cluttered, but it was always like that, just like his mind. When his painted lady, fluttering on the early morning breeze, the blue sky signalling a warm sunny day, the painted lady landed on a leaf in the park to continue warming in the sun. The familiar sound of the city became very hectic with sirens, more sirens than usual, following that loud crash that she had ignored earlier. People around her rushing, crying, while she gently relaxed on her leaf to be disturbed by the loud rumble. The air became dusty, so she took off to find a better place, away from the din, into the path of the fire truck. And the last one is I come from. I come from boiled cabbage, coal boiler in the kitchen and a damp dog. I come from jam tarts and custard, gravy and too much salt, white pepper. I come from a place where the TV is always on, but nobody is watching. Footsteps upstairs, a world of double negatives, duck and manipulation. I come from a rocking horse called Kitty and board games. An umbrella stand in the hallway, a dilapidated shed. I come from grass and orange sodium streetlights, red brick council houses and dried dog shit, iron railings. I come from love and disconnection, damp, cold, windy and foreboding. I come from dogs and bees in the garden, a cat and spiders. I come from the gasworks, a bag of coke on a bicycle, a worker's hand, all big, strong and gnarly, handing me a 50p piece. Paraffin heater in the greenhouse, broad beans and rhubarb. Lollipop lady, the shop around the corner, sweets.
The black eyes, the black sky, the black light. The purple eyes, the purple hair, the purple light. The red eyes, the red hair, the red sunset. The blue eyes, the blue skies, the blue light. What are friends for? Friends are companions on the high seas, in the same boat. Friends are friends, even if you cannot see them. Relatives are friends, and some acquaintances too. We are a bubble, a circle of like-minded ones, sailing through our lives together. Last one. The schizophrenic man. He does not hear voices telling him to kill people, nor is he paranoid that people are out to get him, even when they really are. There is no evil in his beautiful mind. He lives like a monk. The schizophrenic man was born with a gene for his illness. He is not inferior, but a junior member of an illustrious club. Thank you.
Last moments. She lay motionless on the bed. Sickness had etched and scarred her skin. The warm water and lavender now anointed her body. I gently bathed her, combed her auburn hair and trimmed her nails. The final journey started here, the cleansing ritual towards another life. The pain erased from her face, her hands softened, and limbs limp. I washed the illness from her body. I left her life in my hands. The young war bride, mother, wife, a carer, a full life was lived. This was her final cleanse, all hurt and suffering washed, and sweet lavender remained. Visiting a crow. She sat in the chair, old and frail, mouldering on, waiting to die, she said. I had just arrived, but already knew I had to go. Eyeing the door that led outside, I tried to feel a softness, a tenderness in her eyes. But the dark crow sat and stared, her sharp beak ready to peck, pick and stab at everything I said, scolding my thoughts. I longed to feel the air outside, to run from the vicious squawks out into the running street and just run and run. I looked at her in pity. I gave the old crow her tea and biscuits. Time to go, I said. I reached for the door and ran. I kept on running.
This one's called Invitation and Opportunity. Friends, come sit on my sofa. Come one at a time. Come near. Tell me your story. Let me tell you mine. How we voyaged through virtual landscapes, falling over a gallery tour here, a drawing course there, finding and sharing inspiration from sources in places we never thought to look before. Making music alone, but mixed together into drifts of songs and dreams. Come near. Let me touch you. Come touch my arm here as you toss your head back and pull me into your belly laugh by your soft pressure on my sleeve. Come, let us eat together. What's mine has always been yours. And tomorrow at your table, we can feast again, toasting the blessing of silent companionship, there while not there. Let us lift a glass to the wonder of an embrace without a screen to divide us, without gloves to distance us, without masks to muffle us. Come, let us dance our tears out, tell tall stories of those we have lost, smile at our frailties, frown over our pretenses. Let us gather all the elemental magic of our precious wild lives and celebrate ourselves together round these soul-stirring fires.
My space of hope. I walk with illness reminders in my bag. They rattle with an unmusical tune. Rattle, 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 constant reminder. It is nearly 1 o'clock. Then I'm stopped, first by the beautiful aroma, the scent that replaces your, relaxes you firm and mesmerizes you into a calm place. My sound is now the humming of the bees. The bees swarm the lavender field. I sit cross-legged like I had never done before since a child at assembly. I sit staring and gasp at the bee going in and out of the flower. Perhaps 1 o'clock has gone, but watches disappearing and time with it. Perhaps I will sit no longer and take hope of life carrying on like bees, and take hope in my pocket and less worry of the rattling sound.
I go wandering in nature. I go wandering in nature. I am bathed in the sense of goodness that surrounds me. I'm immersed in a sea of different green grasses. Inside my pocket is a stone which I pick up from the ground. I place it in a safe place, my trouser pocket. Returning home with a hot cup of tea, I paint the rocks with a message of kindness and hope. Then I return to nature where there are many trees. I look for a safe place where I plant the stone so that another person can find it. Then they can place it in their pocket and it can carry on its journey, find with kindness and hope. Praise the rain. Praise the rain that lands on bones, dried ground, the ground that's so solid that nothing grows. Praise the rain that gives the plants a nourishing drink, so nourishing that it restores the plants to their bright and beautiful, colourful fruits. Praise the rain that drops on our skin, the skin encase our bodies that stops us breathing. Praise the rain that washes away the toxic waste that surrounds us, so refreshing that it replenishes the body to reveal the true and real gifts. Praise the rain, praise the rain.
The Cat, My Cat, after Ted Hughes. The one from glittering 53, moonlight sliced by his Wolverine steel, scimitars and scythe shave the whetstone. The white night crescents pinpoint a blood pain, then form wound lines to reveal his butcher's art. In my leg, arm or stomach, or the back seat and arms of chairs, fashioning a chaotic raffia fascinator in thread or gore. Sleep soundly, Satan's boy child, be still. What friends are for being, for contacting, for knowing, for sharing, for puncturing, for questioning, for interrupting, for waiting for the punchline of a story told 11 times, for having the money, for providing a meal, for being silent, for doing something very ordinary, for sticking together after shattering, and my boy. He is not football-mouthed, not a swaggerer, nor yet effete poet or mewling pansy, not held by the weed or the plant or the still. My boy is my boy. Thank you.